When I was 15, this was I think my sophomore year, my mom had just been diagnosed with brain cancer for the first time. My first band, Fallen Figure, wanted to start touring, and I couldn't have my head in school. I was just thinking about music, just thinking about being with my mom. So I put together a business proposal, and I presented myself to the school board, and I got them to invent independent study for me. I was able to finish high school and pursue something and still be there for my family. It was a really huge blessing for me. By 17, independent study started happening, and by 18, I was asked to join as Blood Runs Black. And from that point on, it was just a whirlwind of crazy energy and experiences. It's always blown my mind just being anywhere on tour and have someone come up to me, and I'll just have to be like, dude, I am you. I happen to be on this side of the barricade, but there's nothing else separating us. Just because I have a guitar laminated on me doesn't make me any different than you. The circumstances in my life have made me open my eyes to everything that's going on in the world. A lot of things kind of pointed towards taking care of the things that matter. Everything ties into health and my family, and like whenever something goes on there, that's where I dive into music. And I feel like without one or the other, I just wouldn't be who I am today. All that came together and kind of made me know really early on what I wanted to do with my life. I want to be able to give back. I want to be able to physically affect the world around me with the music I make. And then I discovered this website called Patreon. Patreon is really, really cool because it's like Kickstarter or GoFundMe. The difference with Patreon is that it's subscription-based, ongoing, and the projects can continually evolve. I have this idea where I want to collaborate with as many awesome musicians as I can and release an exclusive track to my Patreon family along with all the cool content that comes with it. There's something to be said about taking the norm and flipping it on its head. I feel like with the whole music industry right now stuck on this path, I feel like for me to kind of just veer off here and do something else could give people an inkling of inspiration to try something. So this concept I have for Patreon is extra special because I'm planning on collaborating with some of my favorite friends I've met throughout tour, and these are musicians that you either know and love or you'll come to admire as much as I do. Some of these artists include Alex Lopez from Suicide Silence. I have Leal from Upon a Burning Body on vocals, Sharone from Marilyn Manson, Dillinger Escape Plan, Team Sleep with Chino from Deftones, Puscifer with Maynard from Tool, on and on and on. I have Angel Vivaldi on guitar. I have Sentina on bass, and I'm talking to a buttload more awesome musicians. The plan is to link up with one of these guys and collaborate on an awesome track and get it out to you guys, my patrons. Depending on your level of involvement, you'll get a playthrough and mini documentary, live streaming in studio sessions, a lesson, and a Q&A session. You'll get bonus songs, stem files, tabs, notations, and more. It's going to be a matter of opening the doors. I don't really want to hide anything anymore. I feel like this whole concept and this whole platform is based on how real can we be with each other. That's what I love about this. I'm committing 10% of proceeds of every month to a charity of choice. I'm going to choose the first charity. It's going to be something towards cancer research in the name of my mom. After that, I'm going to link up with my Patreon family and we're going to decide who we want to put our money towards that month. Because I feel like just putting out music isn't enough. And I feel like just donating isn't enough. There's some kind of disconnect I'm trying to repair here, and with a little bit of your help, I think we can do it. Something that I feel like is going to be really cool for us to do as musicians is to be able to kind of experiment and put stuff out that you may not expect. And on your end of things, it's going to be cool because you're going to hear some of your favorite musicians do things you may not have ever imagined they would do, but it's going to be styles that you like. And that's something that I can promise you. Some of the things that I want to do for musicians is give them a little bit of insight into how the creative process can go. I want to show them how accessible it is to be able to do this stuff. I want to show them how easy it is to be creative if you put your mind to it. And that's the catharsis right there. That therapy that kind of happens in that moment, I think is a big part of what music is about. My goal with Patreon is to be able to bring a certain awareness to some of the stuff going on in the world. On top of the fact, this whole project for me is going to be dedicated to people that need to be at home, people that need to stick with their loved ones and do things that may not necessarily want to do but have to do. And at the end of the day, it's people like that that are my hero. It's people like that that inspire me to keep going. And I want to be able to show that A, don't let anything get in your way from creating anything you want to create, and B, we can affect people around us. And despite what the world thinks about metalheads, we have hearts, and we want to do something about it. I don't think I'm speaking for myself with that. If anything I just said hit home or got you as excited as I am about this project, then head on over to my Patreon page and check out all the cool ways that you can get involved and all the awesome rewards that you'll get in return for your support. With a little bit of collaboration between you and I and some community effort, I really think we can make anything happen. Are you with me?